Conover snorted. Sure, great. What, you gonna burn down the whole complex? Strandberg coughed loudly. I don't think that'd work, Scott. Too many of them would get away. It's gotta be... He coughed again. Something fast. Noguchi started running off possibilities in her head. Maybe they could formulate some kind of bomb or gas. Conover jerked his gaze at Broken Tusk. Why don't we ask the Hulk over here? Maybe he's got a death ray or something. Strandberg shook his head. I'm serious. I think Miss Noguchi had the right idea with the stampede. Crushed them like bugs. He broke into a fit of coughing. Noguchi looked at Strandberg with sympathy. He really didn't look well, and he had at least tried to be helpful. The pilot regained his wind and raised one hand weakly. Something big enough to take out the complex and the ship at once. Conover interrupted angrily. You talking about what I think you are? Forget it. Noguchi stood and faced the asshole pilot. Don't hold out on me, Conover. If you know something that might stop those things, you'd better tell me. Strandberg started coughing again. Conover glared at her and jabbed a finger in her general direction. Look, I have shares in this little investment along with everyone else. There is nothing we can do, okay? Strandberg tried to stand up and fell to the floor. His coughing suddenly turned into hoarse choking sounds, and he spasmed, convulsed, clutched at his chest. Conover rushed to his friend's side and stepped back at the sight of blood on Strandberg's abdomen. Tommy? Noguchi gasped. The convulsing pilot screamed again and again, and at the same time there was the sound of ripping, shredding, the sound of flesh parting. A creature the size of Noguchi's forearm burst through Strandberg's chest in a spray of blood. Dripping with blood and slime, the animal looked surreal, its head dominated by rows of teeth. It coiled its long, flesh-colored body in the frame of Strandberg's bloody ribcage and screeched at them, and jumped. The larger Uman stood into Chonde in the back. She felt like a real bitch for what she was about to say, but there was no way around it. You're not dead yet, Conover, and we still need your help. We're all in this together. We continue to rock back and forth. And if I don't help you? Think you can threaten me now? Noguchi stood up. No, but maybe I can help you. Conover looked up at her and wiped his eyes with the back of one hand. Help me? How? Are you a doctor? You gonna perform surgery and make me all better? Noguchi shook her head. No, I can't do that. But you can have a shot at revenge. She took a deep breath. And I can make it quicker, easier for you. The mixed look of pain and self-pity and gratitude on the pilot's face made her stomach clench. Conover was an asshole, but he didn't deserve to die for it. Okay, he said quietly. Fuck it. Yeah, okay. Scott sat at the terminal, his eyes gritty and his hands trembling. He was going to die. He was going to die. The thought was a repeating loop in his mind, a horrible and constant statement of looming black truth. He was pregnant with a monster. He was going to die. Scott shook his head and finished the sentence he had typed onto the screen, almost done. His stomach hurt, and with each second it got worse. He coughed into his hand and tapped a few more keys. Everything you need is on the disk, he said. His voice sounded dead too. Noguchi nodded. She sat next to him and watched carefully as he worked. Thanks, Conover. Scott, he said softly. It suddenly seemed very important that she knew his name, because he was going to die. Thanks, Scott. He felt a few more tears trickle down his face and onto his beard. It had been like that for the last 20 minutes. Knowing you were about to die was bad. Very bad. It's gonna be tough getting in, he said. Don't worry. We'll find a way. I don't doubt it, he said. He coughed, the painful spasm filling him with dread. He took another deep breath and coughed again. It was getting worse. He smiled weakly at Noguchi. You know, if this works, the company's gonna be really pissed. She straightened slightly and then laughed. She seemed surprised by the sound. So was Scott. Fuck the company, she said. Yeah, I was hoping you'd say that. On a sudden impulse, Scott grabbed at a piece of paper on the console and a pen. He made a quick sketch, studied the drawing for a moment, and then added a few more details. He folded the paper in half and handed it to Noguchi. "Here's a going-away present," he said. He coughed and pressed one hand to his stomach. He tried not to think about it. "You're going to die." "It's a map of the Lector," he continued. "I should have thought of it before." She slipped the paper into a chest pocket and nodded. Behind them, at the door, the shrieks of the alien bugs had gotten louder. "Sounds like every bug in the place is trying to get in," he said. "Well, all but one of them. It's already in." "It's all right. We're ready to go." She stood. Scott nodded and coughed again.